Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. I am Delphine and today I am with Joseph Sewell, founding director of Jive Swing and international dance teacher. Thank you so much for being with us, Joseph.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be a guest.
It's really wonderful to have you here with us. So let's get right to it. Dance has taken you around the globe. What inspired your career as a performing artist?
Well, a bit of a story. It actually dates back. I started dancing when I was a child. I saw my uncle do blues dancing, as most of them did coming from Jamaica. And when I was at school, street dance started, or break dance started. And so I was spinning on my back and injuring myself as a child. Fast forward, in 1992, I watched a movie called Malcolm X. I loved the movie, but what struck me was the music and this dancing with everyone going crazy. It was awesome. 3 years after that, a few years after that, I moved all the way to Hampshire, and I embarked on a dance class. I was forced to go to a dance class, in fact. And when I got there, to cut the story short, it was Lindy Hop, and we started, and I was just amazed. The music, everything, it just excited me. And I got to meet a lot of people and got to understand the history of the dance, which wasn't apparent before I started. Once I met these various people and other teachers, and I really got into the history, and I just got so excited. I wanted to just share it with everybody. And so I live out in the sticks, in the middle of nowhere, which is outside of London. These sort of cows and sheep. And I decided there's nothing outside of London where I live, and so I wanted to set up dance classes to share this dance with everybody else. Shortly after, we started to grow a community, and people started inviting me to teach classes for them around the UK and certainly abroad. So I just started to travel, and the more I traveled, the more I met new people. And I just met some inspiring people that I could sit with and talk about the history. So I started traveling, and the more I traveled, the more excited I got. and I decided that I wanted to do more of it. And I had an accident. I had an accident where I was almost not here, a really bad car crash where I was just about to go over a bridge, and the bridge turned 90 degrees, and that was it. I had a bad accident, but I fortunately survived to tell the tale. And at that point I thought, okay, I'm going to quit work and follow my passion. And my passion was to dance and teach. And since that day, I quit my job and started travel. At least I started traveling almost every other week, and every month I was in a different country. And so that's what inspired that career.
Swinging round and down, mama, look up there, get it out, looking all the time. Oh, look at that, swinging high and low. Oh, look at that, don't let it touch the floor. Oh, look at that, big green now. That's why you always sigh. You told me we were through, and you know you leave me blue. Look at that, swinging high and low. Oh, look at that. Don't you want it more? Oh, look at that, swinging all the time. Mama, lady, time, yeah.
What a powerful story. That's definitely those moments of on the verge of life or death can really make you reevaluate your decisions and in which direction you want to take your career and your life in. And so speaking a bit, you mentioned having been inspired with other previous dance instructors and dancers. So I know you were a dear friend of the late Norma Miller, the Queen of Swing. And during these encounters you had with her, what were some words of wisdom that she shared with you and that you still hold to today?
I knew Norma for almost 20 years, and and if anyone knows Norma, she would be sharing a lot of words of wisdom. And there'd be times where she'd be at my home and we would talk for hours, or Norma would talk for hours. I'll ask a question and that would be it. So there's many words of wisdom, even lots that I can't remember. Also during the many interviews that I've done with her for almost a decade, there is so much that she shared. However, a few things that stood out, and one was the time we were talking about practicing and rehearsals, and she mentioned the time when she was practicing with the White Lindy Hoppers, and I can't remember exactly who, but one of the dancers was practicing a snatch, and they pulled the follower's arm, and apparently the body did not follow in her exact words. So you can imagine they were in excruciating pain sometimes when they were going through those rehearsals. The other words of wisdom that she told me, which I didn't follow, decided not to follow, she says, never date or go out with another dancer that you want to teach with. never go out with your partner. She said, white would never allow it. Of course, my dance partner and my business partner is also my wife, Charlotte, so I ignore that advice completely. And the third bit of advice, which I take very seriously, she always said she didn't want people to forget her. She was full of life, even at the age of 99. And so it's been that mission to try and spread the word of the old timers, to follow the, to lead by being a producer. She always said, be a producer. You can dance, you can perform, but be a producer, make things happen, write a book. I haven't written a book yet, but I've made it my mission to try and set up a lot of large events to ensure that I can spread the joy of swing dance. You know, we run huge festivals for non-dancers with whole days or weekends with bands where we get thousands of people who've never seen swing dance before, and as a result, at the end of that weekend, they're then converted. And so I guess that is the one piece of advice, because that keeps the scene going, that grows the swing dance world, it grows the swing dance economy, and also the more it grows and the more teachers continue to teach about the history, then the more it's going to be shared with people, the more people know about it.
I think she would be extremely proud of everything that you've done and the initiatives you've taken. Currently, I know it's a very challenging time for artists globally, but I know as the founding director of Jive Swing, you are not letting this time stop you by any means. Could you talk us through some of the initiatives you're running? Because I know it's more than just online dance classes, but also cultural events and really trying to keep, again, as you mentioned, the community alive and keeping people connected through this time of separation, but through dance as well. So could you tell us more about the initiatives of Jive Swing?
Certainly. I'm a very positive person, who I try to be as much as possible. And Norma used to always have a saying, if you can't ride a horse, ride a cow. And there are many sayings like that that my parents would have from Jamaica, in fact. And so it was actually around this time that we were doing this recording that the government announced that we're all going into lockdown. We had two options: close the classes, stop traveling, and fold our arms and wait for it all to be over. That wasn't the way we wanted to go out. In fact, we wasn't going out at all. We decided that we were going to stop the classes because we had to. We changed our home. We literally pulled out all the furniture, and we decided that we were going to spend 20 to 22 hours every single night for a week. And in 7 days later, after closing the classes, on the 20th of March 2020, we launched our first online dance classes, where people could log on and stream through classes as if they're watching Netflix. We were tired, we were falling asleep, we were lacking sleep, but we continued that. I think the community were very excited that we could keep in touch with them. Everyone registered, they were very supportive, and we ran not only Lindy Hop classes, we ran Charleston, we did a whole lot of different things, but the fundamental two things that we could do there, which we couldn't always do in classes: we could talk to people, we could spend time on Zoom with everyone, and not only spend time to see how everyone is, but we all could spend time discussing history. Because there's a lot of things that we have in our minds that we can't always share. You know, if you've got a 1 hour class, you can take a portion of the class and drip through the history, but you can't do it for a whole hour. So we got the opportunity to, every week, we're teaching classes, talking to people, and also sharing history with everyone who are listening quite keenly. And that was fantastic. That also spread a number of other ideas, because by a few months later, there was a lot of discontent within the swing dance community with what was going on in America. And of course, where I live, black people are a minority. You know, I live in the countryside. You know, I walk outside. There's cows, there's sheep, there's horses. You know, it is total, it's fields where we live, and it is a very white-dominated area. And so, majority of the people that come to our classes are not black. So I wanted to find a way to share the culture and to share the history of dance, not only with the people that come to our classes, but as many people that we've met globally. And so what I did is set up a online forum on Facebook and call it Swingopedia. And in the same way as we have Wikipedia, where everyone can share their knowledge, that was the goal, to have somewhere where we can all share knowledge and all learn together until we're at the end of our tethers. And so it was great. Literally within the space of 6 weeks, we had 4,000 people join the group. We were every Monday, I would share a different topic for everyone to learn, and people will comment. I mean, we've got a wide range of people on Swingopedia from all over the world. I'd say we've got people from about 40 to 50 countries easily, from a wide range of ages. We've got dance teachers, we've got performers, we've got people who teach dancing in universities and colleges. We have historians on there, we have musicians on there, we have several authors on there. We have, what's even so amazing is to have so many of the old-timers family on there. You know, it was amazing to see them, and as a result, it allowed me to spend time and interview some of these people. For instance, Denise Mint, Almin's daughter. We interviewed another chap that worked with Buddy Bradley, you know, again, you know, Tops's daughter. So many people we managed to interview. Frank Ross, who's the founder of the first black dance museum in the world, Chester. So many amazing people who've been helping and contributing to Swingopedia, and now we've got over 5,000 people. And every week, as I say, every Monday we choose a different topic that we all learn together. Every Friday we use that to discuss issues or things that we'd like to see happen in the swing dance scene, and show clips and various things. And so, you know, in addition to that, our latest project, again, there's something in me where I feel compelled to do something. I can't sit back. And I saw a lot of people leaving the swing dance scene to get different jobs. Dancers that were amazing are now in menial jobs. Musicians are doing deliveries, you know, for Amazon in different countries rather than teaching. I had a sleepless night, and I woke up. I literally had a dream. And like Martin Luther King, that dream, and my vision was to create a festival where I can provide work for up to 60 jazz or swing dance musicians or dancers or DJs. And so we've been constantly working around the clock, filling in forms, filling in, you know, pandemic risk assessments, etc., and a whole lot of documentation to apply for grants and fundings to make this happen. Fortunately, we are 90% of the way there to make this event happen in the summer, which we're going to hopefully fund or pay up to 60 artists to play and do what they do, which will be happening in a park in the UK, but live streamed around the world, and a number of other things. But if we keep going, I think this interview will last 2 hours.
But it's so inspiring to hear how you're able to use this, what started off as a dance class, turning into a platform for education, for knowledge sharing, for tapping into collective intelligence, for promoting, for supporting artists worldwide. It really is the kind of energy that I think a lot of people, a lot of artists, maybe suffering artists, need to hear and need to be inspired by in order to pull through this time, and finding new ways to build through this new normal, and to collaborate, and to then shape and keep this community alive. Definitely a wonderful initiative, and I'm sure it's touching both your students and the wider swing community. If some of the audience members would like to stay in touch with these projects that you are rolling out in the coming months, how can they best stay up to date? Is there a website? Is there social media platforms? What's the best way?
Of course, you can look on our website, which is www.jiveswing.com, or just Google Joseph and Charlotte. Alternatively, you can also visit us on Facebook. We have jiveswing.com on Facebook, and of course, you can also join the Swingopedia online media, and would love to have you as part of our online history and jazz entertainment forum.
Super. Well, thank you so much for sharing both these resources and your story with us during this time. It was really a pleasure to get to know you a little bit, and hope to be able to see each other again sometime, maybe even on the dance floor in the near future.
Absolutely, certo.
Thank you again. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye.